Insights with Terry Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terry Coots. Here's Terry.
Hi everyone, this is Terry, and you're listening to Insights with Terry Coots. Thanks for joining me to explore together the week of October the 19th through the 26th, 2025. As I'm doing this for you, the weather is just beautiful. An absolutely beautiful, warm, balmy evening right now. It's just like a summer evening. I think the bottom's going to fall out pretty soon, but oh my goodness, it's so nice. I'm hoping you're enjoying some of this last summer weather as well. Now, we still have the sun sign in Libra. We talked about that the last couple of weeks, actually. And that will change on the 24th of this week to Scorpio. We also have Scorpio in Mercury, which is the planet of processing information. And we have Scorpio in Mars. That's a lot of Scorpio energy. Now that Libra energy that we have in the sun sign that we're just about to lose, and the Libra energy we have still in Venus, which is our relationships, it's the planet of attraction, what we're attracted to in other people, in our lives, our hobbies, our dogs, what attracts us, and what's attractive about us to other people. So you pair that, and that is naturally supposed to be attracted to relationships and being homebody and partnerships, wanting to have a good partner thing going. When you pair that with Scorpio, Scorpio isn't so much about partnerships. Not against partnerships, but it's not for them the way Libra is. So it should, if we can help ourselves, be a nice balance if we can balance it out. If we want to use that Libra energy, an example of that would be, for instance, excuse me, today was a real good digging down, getting all the dog stuff cleaned up, cages cleaned up. So I am fortunate that I have some people that want to make some money, so I can pay them to do it. But we partnered because this woman has dogs like I do. She understands the needs for that many coats for the dogs. They have, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I have some dogs that have no hair, and older dogs, they get cold very easily. So these dogs with no hair have a bathrobe. Sorry. They have a bathrobe so that when they're just a little chilly, I can put their little bathrobe on. If it's a really chilly night and I'm worried about them not getting under the covers well enough, they have their pajamas. They have their fall coat. They have the winter coat where we're out working in the bush and they really have to be protected. And they have it's kind of chilly in the house, sweater. All right, I know it all sounds silly, but if you're watching your dog shiver, it's uncomfortable. And I can feel what my dogs are feeling. I hate being cold, so it lands on me even harder. So it's an energy field that helps me working with her, the partnership. She understands. She has little dogs too, and she understands that I need a lot of coats for the dog, so I can't just, have one coat per dog. She understands the need for mixing and matching formulas for the dog's food. Every little dog has something a little different. There's seniors, I have young dogs, I have sensitive tummy dogs, I have rescue dogs. So the partnership is what I'm getting at, is there with her understanding of my needs, my understanding of her needs. She needs to pay her rent. I want to be generous with her, and she's generous with me in helping me work these things out. We partnered well. Now, that's the example that I want to bring to your attention. Who do you partner with right now? Who do you work well with? Who adds to you? Friendship, at work, your family, whatever. Who helps you be the best that you can be, and who helps you not be the best you can be. So this is an energy field that helps us understand who takes away from us more than they give us, and do we want to avoid that person or those people, or do we want to be able to maybe test ourselves and see if we can be around that relationship and still remain ourselves, true to ourselves, and without conflict. So that's an energy field that we're working in right now. When I speak of without conflict, I had an interesting experience this week. I'm going to make it as short as I possibly can, but it was a wonderful lesson for me. A driver that was a horrible driver almost totaled both cars, hers and mine. Just all I can say is the accident that I was in years and years ago, through no fault of my own. I was rear-ended. I had no choice. I was rear-ended by a semi-truck on 375 in the States. And it could have been so bad. It could have been so bad. And it wasn't. Thank you, universe. And but the policeman that helped us through it said to me, I'm going to give you a warning. You will spend the rest of your driving career in your rear view mirror. And he was right. I do. I'm always looking around. I'm hyper vigilant because of that incident. Well, thankfully, I am, because this week there was a woman in a huge car that came barreling past me on the left-hand side, illegal. There is no lane where she was. I don't even know how she was driving where she drove. I was trying to make a left-hand turn from a legal lane, and she was in something that wasn't a lane going 1,000,000 miles an hour. We would have just tanked each other. Whoa, look at that. Thankfully, I was looking in the rearview mirror. As luck would have it, I parked in the store that I was going into. I parked, and she parked. She was one parking lot in front of me, and she took up 3 spaces. 3 spaces at an angle with her wheels turned and literally abandoned the car. That was not parking, that was abandonment. And I thought, oy, oy, oy. So my sister and I went into the store. We were shopping around. Did not think I was going to bang into her. Didn't even have that in my mind. Sure enough, I bang into her. Okay, I'm ready for bear. I'm loaded for bear. My shotgun's loaded. I'm ready for bear. So I went up to her and I said, you! And there's a whole bunch of people around us, and they all stopped and looked at us. I said, you! You are the worst driver in the world, and you're not only bad, you're dangerous. And the way you parked is abandonment of a vehicle, not a parking. Now I'm ready for her to put up her fist. Let's go at it, girls. She said, yeah, you're right, I am. I said, what? Wait, what? She said, yeah, I am. I've been told that before. I said, you know how bad you are? She said, yeah, I am. And she thought it was a big joke. And I couldn't fight with her because she was so happy. She was happy about being a bad driver. She was happy from her nose to her toes. And when we finished, we were hugging each other. That I did not expect. But when I went away to try to think about this situation, what I came away with, because I believe every situation is a lesson, what I came away with is you can't be in conflict if the other person won't be in conflict with you. It takes 2 to tango. So if you think you're going to fight or you're going to argue and the other person won't argue with you or doesn't argue, that is a big hole in your big puffed up balloon, isn't it? So then I realized that if I am arguing, which doesn't happen often, if I am in conflict, I'm 50% of the problem. Huh, how about that? So if I find myself in a frustrating, angry type of situation, half of that responsibility is on me. Interesting. And that's where Scorpio comes in this week and forever, really. The opportunities that the universe is giving us right now in situations that we think are detrimental or we think are disgusting or hard or aggravating or frustrating are really an opportunity to do a deep dive in why is this happening, what is happening, and what am I supposed to learn from this? So it's an energy field really consistently in our life to help us look at ourselves. How am I contributing to some of the mess I'm standing in here? Some of this poop might be my own. And that's what we're supposed to be doing this week, is really going within ourselves and say, how am I contributing to some of this stuff I'm walking in right now? And with that, on October the 21st, we have that new moon that I told you about last week. And that new moon helps us, and that's in Libra, which is partnerships, relationships, people in our life. That new moon is going to offer us the opportunity to re-pattern ourselves, reset, have a good look at ourselves. And that Scorpio energy, which is very psychic and not afraid of a deep dive, is going to offer us the opportunity to look deep within ourselves, to look deep within the relationship and see what we come up with and see what the answers are, maybe, or the beginning of the journey to find the answers for ourselves. So kids, put your seatbelt on, because this might be one of our weeks. We're going to have quite a few of them in the next little bit, to try to understand, to try to look at what am I doing that contributes to the patterns, that contributes to the situations that I am living with and living through. Quite interesting, if you ask me. Some of the cards that came up for us for this week and quite a few weeks ahead of us. One is the Death card. In the position that this particular card in, it suggests to us we're entering a period of time, many of us, if not all of us, to look at our lives and reset. Because this Death card is really about rebirth, retooling our thinking, reworking some of our patterns, reorganizing our lives, get rid of some of the crap that's laying around the house that makes us work harder to organize it when it would maybe be better in somebody else's lap, out of our house, in Value Village where somebody else can use it. And before that card comes in is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is a very spiritual card. In the position that it is, it's about knowledge, it's about wisdom, it's about seeking, to seek the wisdom, to seek the knowledge, to want to evolve and better ourselves, understand more. That thirst, that hungry feeling that will help us become the High Priestess, the person that is in control of ourselves, not our situations, but ourselves, and trying to hold ourselves, not necessarily other people, to a higher standard, to work harder at being better each moment, each day. That's what this two combinations are. Now, some of you are going to have difficulty sleeping in the next little bit. You might have noticed it for the last couple of weeks, off and on, and you're going to notice it for the next couple of weeks, at least, off and on. What this is preparing us for, it's trying to get our attention that when we sleep, it's not just mouth open drool on the pillow. There's a point. It's about reconnecting with our soul through our unconscious mind. So what it's trying to ask of us is to go deeper with that Scorpio energy and take it a level up. So let's say we fall asleep. As we're falling asleep, we're praying. And our prayers may be, thank you, God, for all the beautiful things that you've given in my life. I'm so grateful. All right, that's nice. That's kind of a nice thank you. It's kind of a nice little bit of gratitude. But I think they want us to go deeper. So in that, just before we fall asleep, which is the most powerful time for our unconscious and our subconscious mind and our soul, what they want us to do is feel it. Feel it. Own it. So when I take this scenario, And I think of myself as I crawled into bed and I put that nice warm comforter over me, and all my dogs snuggle up beside me, and they all are safe, and they're all secure, and they're right there beside me with their little bodies or their big bodies, and I can touch them, and they had a healthy day and they weren't hurt, and I can feel their warmth. Then I feel the gratitude. I can own it. It vibrates through every part of my body that all my little four-legged children are right beside me, sleeping with me, keeping me safe. I'm keeping them safe. We're a family. It feels so good. And in that, I can vibrate with gratitude. It's not just, oh, thank you for today. It's, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for these little living beings that I cherish and I couldn't live without. And I'm so grateful that you kept them safe with me, that they're here beside me, that we're all together in this safe, secure house. That's what I'm talking about. That step that's deeper. And that's what they're asking for us to do. Not just by rote, not just by habit, not just by, oh, well, let's get these prayers done. We are supposed to feel it. And that's what they're asking of us for this week. So, your homework, my friends, is going to be, I think the universe is asking you to really get into it. Go for a deep dive. When you're speaking to your source, your creator, however you would like to describe it, you want to evolve into that high priestess or that high priest. You want to reset. You want to be better tomorrow than you were today. Not beating yourself up, just trying. And in that, the best time that they're sharing with me is just as you're falling asleep. And that first 3 hours of sleep, your soul, your subconscious, your unconscious are all vibrating at a certain frequency, and it's conducive for really getting down to the nitty and gritty. If you want healing, that's the time to ask for your knees to be better and feel what it feels like to be young again. Feel what it feels like to get up from the chair without going, oh my God. Feel what it feels like to be able to pop out of bed and let the dogs outside instead of saying, oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I'm getting there. Hold on. Oh, my knees. All right. So you own the healing. You own the youth of that body. It's not just thinking I'd like to be healthy. What does healthy mean to you? How does it feel? So all of that is what you're going to be doing this week, kids. That's your week. I hope you have fun with that. So it's really being awake, it's being aware, it's being present in the moment, looking at everything that's happening as it's happening. Real time. So in real time, I would like to thank Charlie O'Brien for getting us on Spotify podcasts, Apple iTunes, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And if you need a reading for yourself, just call, text 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. And please tune in, if you want to feel good, to Charlie's big8radio.com. and listen to all that old music that just sets your soul on fire. Almost makes you feel like you got young knees again, till after you finish dancing, then you're back to reality. Again, thank you all. Thanks Charlie for putting this up there, taking his time. Thank you for your time, taking it with me, and have a wonderful week, everybody. I'll talk at you next week, God willing. Have a great week. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.